G'day you handsome lot. Today I'm going to talk about skip casting for bream. Will be part A. Part B in the same video later on will be for mangrove jack. And the ideal behind it and why it's an effective way. So for bream, skip casting is very effective because you can get your lure into the pontoon without snagging the pontoon or around people's boats, lines, having to come in, try and untangle. That's when people get upset. So if you can skip cast and get it in from 10 meters away, that's just ideal. So to skip cast, what I generally use is I use very, very light. So I'm fishing only 6-pound line with 6-pound leader on a 2 to 6 pound Samaki rod, the 2000 reel. All right, and it's a fast action and it just casts, skips really good around the 7 foot 2 mark. But when I fish with this, I can fish a 1/28 hidden weight. That's the 1/28 hidden weight. See the weight is in the center of the hook. I can cast this a long way with that length rod and in that light rating. So when you get this is the Risky Critters from Bait Junkie Daiwa. When you get this is the camo, and this one is like blood orange or something. It's just like a yabby. So I got a lot of yabbies here on Bribie Island, so I use these. Now when you grab them out of the packet, you have to snap that. There you go, and now that's perfect. And then when you put that on the jig head, it just looks like a yabby. That weight is completely covered. Now, that's a 1/28 ounce. That will sink very slow like this down underneath the pontoon, and that current will drag that under. So what you want to do to skip cast is you want to get your rod and you want to hold it like this, grab the line and only just hold it on your finger like that. Do not put the line against the rod, because then you've got to let it go. If you keep it here and you swing just in the wrist, that's all it takes. So if you have it where you have the line not held against the rod, and what you want to do is you want to keep your wrist in straight. So you want to flick from the wrist, you want to keep your elbow locked in, and you want to swing, so it's the same motion. And don't be afraid of it going, you really need to work it. So it's just keep the elbow locked and work the wrist onwards. Then when it does go and it stops, your hand stops at that 90, that line will automatically shoot straight off. I'll show a video now, show you exactly how it's done, and then we'll get into jacks. Thank you. All right, back again. We have a beverage, beautiful, and our mangrove jack setup for skip casting. Now once again, I do use the Shimano Corrado DC, has that chip in it that helps with the spool not tangling. It also has a setting for skip cast, which is setting number 4. So that really helps. The rod that I use is a 6'6", 3 to 5 kilo. Now it is very light rated, but that's fine because you need a fast action taper on a light rod with length to be able to skip it in. Get that flick and have that tip load up and fire it in. Now I only use 20-pound braid, 20-pound leader for skip casting because generally the jacks stuck up in those snags, they're a lot smaller, and you're fishing with your rod is pointing with the bait caster. The beauty of it is it's facing straight down the guide and at the fish. So when the fish hits, it loads up and it pulls this way rather than bending your rod over. So it's a far stronger and it doesn't risk snapping the rod. I haven't snapped it yet. So what I've got here is I've got a 5-inch live target soft plastic with the TT chin lock weedless, and then that there doesn't snag, gets away from all the stuff. Now once again, what you want is you want the plastic to only be about a foot hanging down, maximum a foot hanging down the end of your tip of your rod. So you just want it to load up and then fire, and it's all in the wrist again, just like the bream. From here, just really flick it. We're going to show you some footage of how effective flicking these big plastics can be for mangrove jack up in the shallows. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. I hope the camera picked that up. Oh, something came out to have a look and then went back.